Welcome to another video, and in today's video I wanted to talk about mindset. Different type of mindset that you gotta have, you gotta adapt. This is a specific message for men. It's about tapping into that true essence in you. As a man, you're so much more powerful than you can imagine. The amount of things you can do, you don't even know the amount of things you could do till you tap in. And I wanted to talk about 3 distinct characteristics and mindsets as a man, or a man's supposed to have. There are 3 different types of men, or 3 different types of masculinities. You have the regular masculinity, that's the regular, everyday, average Joe. You have toxic masculinity, that's what they try to preach to everybody online with the whole, I don't really know about that, but I hear it a lot. And you have dark masculinity. That's the part they don't tell you about. That's the part they try to erase from everybody figuring that out. I'm gonna break everything down. The first one I talked about, which is the regular masculinity, that's the regular, it's the regular man we have today, the servers, the protectors, we gotta provide, and everything society says a man is supposed to do, that's the regular man right there. And he has no problem going through life, just taking the hits and just going with the flow, because he's living within a societal rules and regulations. So he has to open doors for this. I'm not saying that's bad, but he has to do this. A man is supposed to do this. A man is supposed to do that. Those societal responsibilities, that's the regular man right there, the average man. Then you have the toxic man, the toxic masculinity. That's what they preach online. You see a lot of podcasts telling you, oh, as a man, you shouldn't do this. As a man, you shouldn't do that. Do it this way. Don't respond to text immediately. Don't do this, all that crap. That is toxic masculinity, because they're trying to bring out the dark side of a man and refine it in a way that doesn't serve the man. It serves him, but it serves him in a selfish way. Because when you're toxic, you always want to manipulate. You always want to play games. And society's made that seem cool and interesting. Yeah, city boys, toxic boys. Yeah, for sure. That's the general conception of that. But it's terrible. That's a very terrible way to lead. But then the dark masculinity, it encompasses everything. It consists of the regular man, it consists of the toxic man, but then with the dark man, he knows how to balance the light and the dark. Because the average man is the light, the toxic man is the dark. Bringing both of them together in a union, the yin and yang, you become a dark masculinity. A dark masculinity has mastered himself. He has mastered his shadow side. He has mastered his light side. He has mastered everything about him. So he's moving through the world with confidence because he knows himself to the core. He's resilient. He's confident. He sets goals. He accomplishes it. He put whatever he sets his mind to, he does it. And don't even get me started. The women love him too, because he's secure. He doesn't need no validation. He doesn't need nobody. He could work by himself. He's a lone wolf. He knows when to be a lone wolf, and he knows when to be out there with people. There's a balance. He has mastered the shadow and light side. And that's the mindset every man should have, because civilizations weren't built by toxic men, weren't built by the average man. We were built by dark men. There's certain people where you just see them and they exude a different type of aura. They exude a different type of confidence, because they've been through the dark side. They've been through a lot. When you want to cast the iron, it has to go through fire to get to that form you want it to. And the fire shapes it. That's the thing about a dark masculine man. He goes through the fire. He knows he has to go through that for self-development. He knows he has to face life head on for self-development. He knows he has to be in uncomfortable situations to grow. He knows these things because the reward at the end of going through all that comes out a solid man. A man that can lead people, a man that can lead generations, a man that's focused, a man that knows he protects his family, a man that knows he doesn't play with his responsibilities. That's a dark man. Batman is a dark man. He had to go through a lot in his childhood to get to that point where he's so comfortable within himself. He doesn't need no validation, but he stands up for what is right to him, regardless of what society thinks. If Batman thinks you're doing wrong, he's gonna come for you, because that's how he feels. That's his morals, regardless of what the city thinks. That's how a dark man moves. Society will try to tell you you shouldn't be that type of person because it's selfish and this and that. But then you just gotta know how to balance it. You gotta know how to balance your light side and your dark side. And once you can do that, you'll be so grounded in yourself, nothing's gonna be able to take you off your square because you understand who you are. When people build civilization, they all had a goal. They were all resilient. They were all dedicated. And that's one person. If one person is so dedicated, you know the amount of power he has. And I'll talk about it collectively. A bunch of people that had the same mindset, the same dedication, the same vision, they all came together and they built civilizations. They built spaceships. They built ships. They built submarines. So many things, bro, that we're benefiting of today. They built the internet. Why? Because a bunch of people came together and realized the power they had, and they forged it in a direction to create change. You as an individual, you're much more powerful than you can imagine if you just tap in and know yourself. And how do you tap in? You gotta go into isolation and really figure out who you are. You gotta tap in. You gotta meditate. You gotta stay still. You gotta visualize. If you wanna go to the gym, you gotta go to the gym, be consistent, bro. If you have an idea, you gotta go through with the ideas, bro, regardless. Even if you don't succeed with the idea, you know you learn from the failures and you move to something better. That's how a man is supposed to be. You're not supposed to stay stuck. Nobody's gonna come save you. You gotta learn how to create. You gotta learn how to do things, bro. You gotta get your ass up. You gotta figure out, take life by the horns. Nobody's coming to save you. And it just takes one decision. Just start. When you start, it's uncomfortable in the first instance because you don't know nothing about it. And if you can enjoy the process of getting to that point where you're gonna be a pro, that process, that journey is gonna make you into the man you always wanted to be to get to that point. That's when you'll be ready to get to that point because you already been through the fire, forging yourself. And when you come out the fire, stand tall, you'll be unshakable, man. And I promise you that. I promise you that, man. You know, you just gotta get your mind right. Just get your mind right, bro. Stay focused, have a plan, have a goal, write your plans down. All those things they say, they matter, bro. You gotta write it down so you have a direction. Once you can write it down, your brain already knows. If you can visualize it and write it down, your brain, trust me, bro, like that's it. You just gotta put in the work. You're definitely gonna get what you wanna get. Aim for the stars. Shoot for the stars, land on the moon. Regardless, you still made it out of Earth. The sky's not the limit, bro. People build skyscrapers beyond the skies. It's not the limit, bro. People build spaceships that went beyond the skies. It's not the limit, bro. Aim for the stars, land on the moon, and you figure out who you're destined to be, your purpose, where you're heading to. You might lose some friends on the way. You might lose some relationships on the way. That has to happen to get to that next stage. Not everybody can come with you. Now, I've been through the same personal experiences. That's why I'm able to talk about it. Not everybody's gonna come with you. And that's fine. As long as you have yourself, that's all that matters. Trust me. Be a dark masculine. That's your power right there.